Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It is the 11th of April here in Alicante. My name is Brian. This is Class A Plus English. And we're going to continue today with Stream 9, I think it is, yeah, of the life and suffering of Sir Brante. Yeah? So we're going to jump into the game. I'm playing quite early this morning because I don't have any morning classes today. I'm not working until lunchtime, so I thought, well, let's do it. Let's get it in. Hey, hi, Iona. You're excited. Me too. Me too. There's a lot happening at the moment. We've moved to the capital city. We went to a dueling school, I think it was, like a dueling club or something, and then one of the Arcanians came in, killed the owner, and told all the nobles to go home. So let's just jump into the game, okay? It's kind of cold and windy here in Alicante today, but that is Mediterranean cold and cold and windy. So it's about 15 degrees, yeah. Hang on, let me get settings. Settings, sound. I'm going to turn the music down a little bit, yeah. And we're going to jump into the game. Sometimes when I save it, we have to go back a little bit from the previous game, which was on Wednesday, I think. Yeah. Okay, here we are. We're 16 years old, yeah? We're getting older. There's a lot to explain in this game, and it would take me all day to talk about it. So we are... Oh, okay, we got to go back to this stuff again. Okay, so we got to repeat what we did the previous stream. Okay, so I've got this dueling club. Let's have a look. You march down the street towards the dueling club, which is located in a manor house, decorated rather modestly on the outside, but lavishly, expensively on the inside. One of your newfound friends nods to the servants and they let you in. The rooms are stuffy, noisy, and filled with tobacco smoke. So like I said, So this game is set in a medieval fantasy world. There's too much to explain at this point. So if you haven't already, if you're new to this stream, please go back and watch previous streams. Yeah, it will help you. It will fill you in on the backstory of the game. Yeah. The sitting room is enormous. In the center is an arena, a circle with wooden railings. Two young nobles are fighting there already. You take a glass of wine, very good for a 16-year-old, from a servant and watch the fight from one of the many soft chairs. You cannot bear a sword yet. Okay, so you cannot handle a sword yet, but nobody says you cannot watch. As soon as a jeweler is wounded, hurt, injured, the fight ends. But the way they fight still makes the audience gasp and scream in awe. When a jeweler is too slow to dodge, the duel ends. Is the sound okay, Iona? Hi, thank you for watching again. Yeah, you're becoming a friend of the channel, yeah? A friend of Class A, yeah? Class A likes you. When a jeweler is too slow to dodge, um, Iona likes Class A, everybody. The duel ends with a bright red line cut through the sweat-soaked white shirt. So you can imagine, you see this in films, don't you? These kind of noblemen in their I don't know what we'd call baggy white shirts, fencing, you know, and then somebody gets cut, and that's the end of the bout. I don't know what you'd call it. It's not a fight. Maybe it's a bout or a battle. I don't know. The thin fencing swords cut through the air so quickly you only see glints of flashing steel like lightning in a storm. You do your best to remember all the feints to faint, yeah? And tricks you see tonight. They will come in handy when you earn your own sword. Great phrase. If something is handy, what does that mean? Iona, do you know what handy means? A mobile phone is very handy. €1,000,000 is very handy. A like and subscribe is very handy, of course, so yeah, before I start. Makes me very happy and handy as well. Yeah, it's handy for the algorithm. It's very useful. It's correct. Okay, but then a tall young Archnean enters the room. He barges in from behind you and leaps into the arena between the two fencers, thus ending the duel. He bears a coat of arms with a griffon? Griffin? Oh, a griffin maybe, is it? Maybe that's what it is. Let's see if we can see it. A griffin being, what is it? Like a lion and an eagle. Yeah, an eagle's head with a lion's body. A griffin? Maybe that's what they mean. This Archnean. Now they have blue blood and... Okay, that's quite interesting. We say that royals, yeah? King Prince Charles, for example, in England, is a blue blood. Yeah, they have blue blood. Royalty have blue blood, but these people have blue skin. Yeah, they're not actually humans. But again, too long to explain. Please go back and watch previous streams. Anyway, he has a coat of arms with a griffin. This Arcadian hails from the great dynasty of Orgriff. Okay, to hail from somewhere means to come from. Where? Well, I wouldn't ask somebody where do you hail from, but you would say Lionel Messi hails from Argentina. He's from Argentina. It's just another way of saying it. The Arcanian's voice booms as he challenges everyone in the audience to a duel. He sneers smugly. Ha ha! If you consider yourself nobles, then how about you face an Arcanian lord in an honorable combat? Yeah, I don't like this guy. No one moves, no one dares to step forth. A duel with an Arcnean is suicide, especially if that Arcnean hails from one of the great dynasties. No, that was Dallas, actually. That wasn't Dynasty, sorry. Such a duel will end with a lesser death at best, or with a true death through trial and execution at worst. Everyone knows the punishment for spilling blue blood, and so everyone remains silent. So I guess this is a metaphor for royalty, yeah? But it finally clicked in my mind, yeah? What the Arcadians are. So in the game, right, it's a fantasy set in a medieval world, although they have tobacco. Yeah, you can die 3 times, and these twin gods will resurrect you. Hey, it's Easter. Good time to be playing this, right? And yeah, you have 3 deaths. And then the 4th death is your final death. That's when it's game over for you, okay? I, however, haven't died once yet. The Arcadian grins. So humans are cowards, he says. You will never be true nobles if you are never ready to risk a lesser death. Then Arcadian honor and tradition is not for you, and war is your domain. War is not your domain either. Yeah, war isn't good for you. I would agree with that, thanks very much. For human nobles are but a mockery, a gathering of animals dressed to resemble higher beings. A man leaps onto the arena. He is as tall as a tree, as sly as a fox, as blind as a bat, as hungry as a horse. There are whispers of reverence in the audience. This is Martha Ferrasti, the owner of the club. He has oh, sorry, hang on. A man leaps onto the arena. He is as tall as a tree. His pock-marked face is white with rage and covered in scars. Pock-marked, you had kind of maybe acne when you were a kid. There are whispers of reverence in the audience. This is Marth Farasti, the owner. He has accepted the challenge for the honor of all human nobles. He has yearned to fight an Arcadian all his life. Now is his chance to yearn, yeah? Strong want, yeah? to want something a lot. At night, I yearn for Africa, you know, stuff like that. The jewelers salute each other and Sir Ferasti begins the attack. A lunge, a jab, tuck, and another, and then another. The young Archean deflects each attack like he knows his opponent's every move. Sir Ferasti's eyes twitch with tension. The owner of the club lunges again, but the Archean deflects his sword and rips the weapon out of the human's hand. Oh no, Sir Ferasti! Matarasi looks at the Archean in confusion, then bows his head in recognition of his defeat. Okay, so that must be a rule. You lose your sword. Didn't last very long, did it? The Orgriff youth flashes a proud, superior grin. So he's a very arrogant kid, this guy, isn't he? His fencing sword lifts the sleeve of his defeated opponent. It bears 3 black marks of a lesser death. Okay, so he's done. He's cooked, everybody. He's cooked. Now the young Archean eyes Sir Ferasti with a mockery of sadness and compassion. Why, it appears the poor over-eager ex-commoner is on his last life. To be over-eager, to want something too much. If you want something too much, maybe you make a mistake, yeah, and you're over-eager. Ferasti shudders. He asks the Orgriff youth to be so kind as to spare his life, nobleman to nobleman. This is where we finished, I think, isn't it? The Archean's face grows dark and grim. His sword stabs deep into Ferasti's chest. Then the Orgriff youth speaks, loud enough for everyone to hear. He is the only noble in this hall, he says, and everyone who saw this must forget the dueling club ever existed and leave this place never to return. So he stabs him in the chest. That means his total death. He's over. He's cooked, everyone. The nobles scowl reluctantly and leave with quiet resentment. No one dares to defy the Archean openly. The noble gathering disperses outside. So everybody leaves. Bit angry, but kind of scared to say everything. And like I said there the other night, we can see a cobblestone street, cobblestones. Some very suspicious people lurking there in the darkness. And oh, look, it's a black cat. A black cat with a black rat. You return to your lodging house, lost in thought. Archeans stand far above humans. They do not care if you are a commoner or a high-ranking noble. In their eyes, you are only a human. It seems there is nothing that can readily oppose Archean power. They are the masters of this world, and humans are pale reflections of them at best. He's cooked, yeah, he's cooked. I have a student, Iona. He sends me messages, and I'm an online teacher, you see. One of my students, big shout out to Bartog, yeah? He sent me a message with, like, AI teachers, you know? You can get these, like, AI teachers now. So he sends me these messages telling me I'm cooked. It's like, cheers, thank you. Thank you for increasing my anxiety. Okay, this is where we finished the previous stream, yeah? There was the big duel, the Archean, obviously the note, like, let's start at that again. So in the game, there are different classes, or they call them lots here in this game. Yeah, we are cooked, yeah. We're totally cooked with AI. And that's why we're here, streaming video games on a Friday morning. What was I saying? Yeah, so there's different classes. So there's the common people, the common folk. There are the priests, the clergy. There are the nobles, the rich, the elite, and then there are the Archnians, who I've just figured out. Right, so these are like the royals, I guess. They have blue skin rather than blue blood. Okay, I'm starting to figure it out. The trip to the dueling club ended on a grim note, but you learned a lot from watching Eterna's best jewelers in action. You recall their lunges on blocks before you sleep, rather than the master of the dueling club being murdered in cold blood. Okay, my valor has gone up. This is what I want to improve, yeah? Valor? What is it, you ask? Well, let me tell you. Your capabilities, my capabilities, I mean, as a warrior. My strength in battles and duels, it affects my ability to fight and to command. Most important to the judge. Okay, so you can see I'm weak in battle. Now I need to get up to mediocre fighter. Average, middling. So that's another thing we're at. We're at this kind of crossroads where we need to choose our kind of destiny. There's theology, where you could be a priest. Well, we can look at this in a moment, yeah? All right. 11:35, everyone. I'm 17. Okay, this is where we finished on Wednesday in the previous stream. So here we go. You're on your way to the largest library in Eterna to study for your entry exams. It's right next to the college. So my father and my terrible grandfather want me to become a judge. They want me to follow in their footsteps, yeah, to follow their careers. My father is a judge. My grandfather was a judge. They want me to follow in their footsteps. The streets are full of people. Everyone is excited. You hesitate for a few seconds, but then let your curiosity get the better of you and head towards the place where you will soon study. So I'm off to college. Before long, you hear the shouting. The great Chancellor is about to give a speech about the future of the Empire. Ooh, exciting. So yeah, you can see here is a big plaza, a big square, the capital city, lots of people. Everyone's excited. The place is buzzing. You cannot possibly miss this. You mix with the crowd and soon find a convenient place to listen and watch what is about to unfold, what was about to happen. On the steps of the college, you see a small tribune guarded by two Archnians armed with swords. This is the first time you have ever seen an Archnian standing guard, let alone two of them. Wow, this is serious business, everyone. The doors of the college open to reveal a stately Archnian surrounded by an honor guard. It is he, Cornelius Tempest. What a great name. Great Chancellor of the Empire, younger brother to the Emperor himself. A big cheese, we would say, everybody. A very important person. VIP, a big cheese. He heads for the tribune and casts a look over the square. It's full of people in awe and utter silence. I can't do voices, you know. I wish I could have. I wish I had a range of accents or something that I could do. Yeah. Long ago, humans witnessed the Archnians' arrival. The two nations built the empire side by side. The provinces joined us one by one, and Magra was the final province to attain the absolute might and majesty of the blessed Archnian Empire. Okay, stirring words. Yet there was another great event long before that. 1,000 years ago, the twins, these are the gods, right, had graced us with their presence. Again, capital T, so, you know, Very, very big cheeses. Yeah, these are the two gods in the game. Is twin gods or something. With their arrival, the twins granted us their will. They showed us their love and their law, and they granted us knowledge of what awaits in the hereafter. After you die, they chose the dynasty of Tempest to rule the empire, and from that day forth our destiny has ruled the land ordained by the gods themselves. So so the Arcanians are basically royalty. They're chosen by God. They're the Roman emperor. Yeah, chosen by God, basically. Okay, I get it. I get the blue skin thing now. Yeah, it took me a while. It only took me 9 streams. I thought they were aliens. Okay, Cornelius says, however, it is our duty to the twins not to seek power for power's sake, but rather to lead the empire to further prosperity. And so the great Imperial Council is soon to review and adopt a new set of laws called the Creed. Under the Creed, all estates will be granted rights. Under the Creed, there will be one law for all Imperial citizens to obey, human or Arclean, from the lowliest to the Emperor, from the highest to the lowest, yeah? Right, so that's another thing that happened in the previous stream. There's kind of a split in the religion, you know? There's this kind of, there's the traditional religion which says you have to accept your lot. The commoners have to suffer and put up with everything. The nobles have to fight, etc. But there was a bit of a split, and there are these kind of reformers who are saying everybody's equal or something crazy. The strife, the trouble among the estates will end. A single law will resolve all of our quarrels, our fighting, our arguments to quarrel. Glory to the Empire! Now, you often see this word in exams, but it's not a word you would ever use, you know? I would never say, oh, I had a quarrel with my boss yesterday, or Jose and Maria are quarreling. We don't say that, you know? But you kind of see it in tests a bit, I think. It means a fight, argument, right? That's the synonym. The great chancellor throws his arms into the air. The crowd murmurs and applauds in approval. Cornelius Tempest casts another look over the crowd and leaves. Like that, he was gone, everybody. Elvis has left the building. The crowd disperses. The sounds of agitated discussion are everywhere. Is it true the Emperor's dynasty seeks to grant equal rights to all estates? What will happen to the Empire then? Okay, is this the end of chapter? Okay, my power has gone up. That's the Empire, right? We've got stronger. No, the Empire's got stronger. A knock on the door at this time? It is early morning. You have been awake since sunrise. Scrolling through TikTok, watching auditors, or studying, as they say. There is a knock on the door. Is it a letter or a servant? You open the door and freeze, stunned. It's going to be Sophia. I reckon we met Sophia, didn't we? Yeah, it's going to be Sophia, I think. Or Sophia. She's so dreamy. Ha ha! I'm right. Hello, Brante. It's Sophia. She is so dreamy. Look at her. Gorgeous. Before you stand Sophia, the girl who used... Oh, no, right. To live next door. Oh, I'm confused. Sophia's the one who died, right? Okay. So this was my first love. She's all grown up now. She looks so different, but you would always recognize those blue eyes no matter what. Oh no, she's the witch. I remember. We helped her escape. Okay, sorry. There's so many characters in this game. I'm getting confused. I think she's a witch. You gesture. Come. Sophia enters the room, glances around, and sits in an armchair. You eye the girl you used to know as you sit across from her. But the young woman you see now has little in common with the girl you used to know. Jesus, I'm only 16 or 17, like, they're talking 6 months ago. There is cold steel in the way she looks at things. Her hair is cut short. But what's she doing here? She's here to make me join the rebels. Or become a wizard. I can explain. I've been living in Eterna for a long time now, ever since I ran from Anizot. I heard the other day that you had left for the capital to get into the college. So I found you, and here I am. She is a witch. You ask how Sophia learned about your arrival and where you are staying, but she answers your questions with an enigmatic smile. Haha, witchy stuff. We'll get to that later. Right now, I want to see how much you've changed since we last saw each other. As for me, I've changed a lot. I'm a whole different person now. For better or for worse, what do you think? You look away as you recall your previous encounter back when Sophia ran away from her Archnean master. Sophia chuckles. She laughs as she continues. Yeah, like, she used some kind of magic to kill somebody, didn't she? Would you like to know what happened next? I traveled through the entire empire all alone. I had nothing. My journey ended only when I reached this place, the capital, with all its important people and events. The big lights, the big smoke. This is the heart of the empire. It's a place where I can make a difference. I've made friends here, found people I can truly call my family. I've even gotten an education of sorts. And I have a purpose now. Oh yeah? I fight against injustice. I fight against the lots, the classes. I fight those who treat our lives like mud on the pavement. Revolution, sister. And no, I'm not afraid to tell you that. I came to you for a good reason. I need help. I know you. I have faith in your good heart. And besides, this is also about the Imperial College you want to enroll in a university, yeah? Alright, she's trouble, this one, I think. She is trouble with a capital T. There is a scholar there by the name of Bartholomew Dextra. He teaches natural sciences at the college. Dextra is an old man, but he's quite progressive. He'll stop at nothing to advance science and acquire new knowledge. Natural science, I think in the past, natural science was basically like biology and chemistry, wasn't it? These were what they kind of called science in the past, the natural sciences, yeah? I think before we had the words chemistry or before we had biology, etc. Yeah. Okay, so who's this guy Dextra? He's an old man, but he's quite progressive. Oh wow, a progressive old person. Can you imagine? He'll stop at nothing to advance science and acquire new knowledge. Okay, she's looking very crazy here. Yeah. Sophia. And natural sciences, but I think right. So I think in the past, though, like kind of like I don't know, because science really isn't a very old thing, is it? Science is a couple of 100 years old. That's all. If you think about it, science is a very very new study. You know. because before it would be religion, wasn't it? It was all religion. For primary levels, yeah. I taught mathematics once to a kid, and if you know anything about my mathematics, it didn't go very well. I think the kid was teaching me more than I taught him. So our relationship, it's indifference. She doesn't really care about me, but she trusts me. She's my former neighbor. She was in the service of the Arcadian Dorius Auton before fleeing, before escaping Anisote, which I helped her to do. In the capital, she became a rebel and founded the secret society of the Lotless. She is leading a fight against the Empire's unjust order. I like this. I like where this is going. The Lotless. Okay. As you know, only second-generation nobles or above are allowed to teach at the college, but Dexter, he is a commoner. He forged his patent of nobility to get a position at the college. I like this guy already. A bit of forgery. The secret chancellery recently learned of this. Dexter is about to face true death for this forgery. Oh no. So like that means he's finished. Game over for him. There's no resurrection. But how is that justice? A man wants to teach, and for this they're going to take all his lives? They're going to punish him for the crime of being born in the wrong estate, the wrong class? It's evil and obscene, and I will not stand for it. Dexter deserves to be rescued. I like your idea. What's the plan, Sophia? But I don't want to put anyone in danger, so I need your help. You're from a rich family. You're almost a noble. If you help me get Dexter out of the city, nobody will suspect anything. No one will know, and the scholar will live on to continue his research elsewhere, far away from the secret chancellery. Will you help me? Hell yeah! Alright, you feel perplexed, confused by Sophia's sudden request. She is asking you to break imperial law and undermine the work of the secret chancellery to save the scholar. Rescuing Dexter would be an adventure, but it would also be incredibly dangerous. And besides, he's a fake noble. He resorted to lies and deceit to get his current position. How much does this matter to you? Nothing. It does. I couldn't care less. Her eyes are studying me, waiting for my reply. Okay, let's have a look. Alright, I don't need to do that. I can help her. Now, scheming goes up, my valor goes up, and Sophia will like me, eh? Or I can refuse. My valor goes up, diplomacy, and Sophia won't be happy. Anybody, what do you think? Do I help her or not? Yeah? Do I help her or not? The People's Paramilitary Lotless Brigade, or whatever they're called, yeah? I say we help. Okay, I'm going to go for it. Mainly because she kind of scares me, to be honest with you. She's quite serious. I promise to help. Bartholomew Dexter does not deserve this. He has to leave the capital. She can count on me. To count on someone, you can trust me. I will support you, you know? I've got your back. There's probably a song, but I can't think of it, so I'm not going to sing it. I knew I could trust you, rely on you, count on you. Then we must act at once. There's no time to waste. Dexter is to be arrested tomorrow. Here's his address. Get there as soon as the sun sets. Sunrise? Sunset. No one will suspect you. Dexter often tutors young men for the college entrance exams. Tell him the owl sent you. The owls have been talking to me, but I'm sworn to secrecy. Use the back door to get out. I mean, where is this going, yeah? A carriage will drive up to the backyard. The driver will hoot like an owl. Woo! Do-it-doo! He'll take you to the south gate. If the guards stop the carriage, just talk your way out of it. Once you're outside the city... Good, yeah, definitely, I agree. We have to help, yeah? Once you're outside the city, Dexter will ride away in a different carriage. Okay, we'll swap carriages. You'll go back the way you came. I'll meet you in Majesty Square. Okay, let's have a look at this expression. To talk your way out of something. You get people to believe you. Maybe you're doing something. Yeah, you're doing something wrong. I'm driving too fast, you know, and the police stopped me in my car, but I managed to talk my way out of it. I say, oh, I'm an English teacher and I need to be at my class on time. I'm running late. And they'll go, of course, Your Majesty. And so they let me go. I talked my way out of it. You nod to her words and your hands start to shake. You're about to go against the secret chancellery. You're going to help someone escape punishment. To defy your own lot like this, it's unthinkable. When the sun sets, you leave the lodging house where I'm staying and walk quickly, glancing over your shoulders. Repeatedly, Bartholomew Dexter's house must be somewhere around here. Oh. You find the place. A genteel old man opens the door. So he's very polite, well-mannered, you know, nice old man. His face is covered in wrinkles. His shoulders are stooped to his shoulders like that, so he's kind of bending over. But his eyes are sharp and lively. Bartholomew Dexter looks at you for a moment, then asks why you have paid him a visit. Who are you? Woo! Woo! I got the instructions mixed up. I think I'm an owl, right? Tweet-doo! You Darling, there's an owl at the door. You tell him you want to enroll in the college and are looking for a tutor. Dexter nods and invites you inside. Once you make sure nobody else can see or hear you, you whisper to the scholar about the real reason for your visit. The sacred chancellery will be coming for him tomorrow, and he has to leave now to escape true death. Which is kind of a strong argument. Dexter freezes, then turns to you. How do you know about him and the secret chancellery? You tell him that the owls sent you. I've stopped hooting like an owl at this point, yeah? And it's provided for his escape. As for the secret chancellery, they want him for forging a patent of nobility. Woo! The owl, the moment you say Sophia's name, the lecturer calms down and he starts packing for the journey. You watch him distractedly and you notice that he lives in a rather austere fashion. It does not take him long to pack. So when we went to that dueling club, they described the inside as very lavish, you know, which I kind of said was a very kind of expensive room, you know, with like really nice furniture. Now, this guy is the opposite. His house is very austere, you know, so it's very minimal as such. A table, 2 chairs, you know what I mean? So it doesn't take him long to pack. Here's the horse and carriage, the cobblestones. Okay, here's an error. The here, the quite clacking. You hear that should be, yeah. So here's, I think this is the 3rd typo we found, which isn't bad considering how much vocabulary, how the dialogue, you know. This has been translated from Russian as far as I know. This is from a Russian book, this game. So that should be, you hear the quiet clacking, click, clack, of hooves in the yard. A horse. Carefully, you and Dexter proceed to the backyard of the building. You see a carriage, a horse and carriage there. The driver hoots. Toot toot! What you get in. The owls have spoken. The carriage rolls down the road. There is tense silence in the closed-off space inside the carriage. The scholar wrings his hands anxiously. He's very stressed out. Yeah. So that's another thing as well. Yeah, we often use the word stressed for anxiety, but native speakers will add the preposition out. Yeah, my job is stressing me out. My job is stressing me. I feel very stressed. I feel very stressed out. Why? I don't know, but we do add the preposition. The scholar wrings his hand anxiously, so he's very nervous. He's stressed out. Through the carriage windows, you see the massive city gate passing by. You are almost outside the city, but then a loud voice reaches you. Halt! The driver obediently halts the carriage. The two city gendarmes, French word, approach you. So here are the cops, everybody. A mean-looking bunch if I've ever seen. You leave the carriage to... Right, so now I have to talk my way out of it. Okay, let's see what he does. You leave the carriage to face the gendarme before you can get a peek. Before you can look inside the... Before they can get a peek. Before they can look inside the carriage. They look you over, up and down, and ask where you're going so late at night. You tell them you are the son of a judge in Magra, here to enroll in the college, and right now you wish to visit the estate of a newfound friend. To convince them further, you mention the name of a noble son you have become friendly with. They release the carriage and wish you a pleasant trip. Okay, good. It looks like I have talked my way out of it. You drive along the high road until you encounter a peasant wagon. Peasants being very poor people. Dexter will take it. Dexter will take it to seek refuge far, far away from the capital. Okay, that's his escape vehicle. Before the two of you part ways, he pats you on the shoulder and tells you that you have done a truly brave deed. You've been very brave, Mr. Owl. You return to the city without incident. You find Sophia in Majesty Square as agreed, sitting on a bench by a streetlight, reading a book of some sort. She closes the book when she sees you and offers you her hand. Ooh. So, did everything go according to plan? I nod. Then we have earned ourselves a bit of free time. Let's go. Hey, hey, we're going to party, everybody. Pull myself together, yeah. You set off on a walk through the maze of narrow back streets. Okay, it's like a labyrinth. Yeah, very narrow back streets. Finally, you have some time for questions. What happened to Sophia over the last 2 years? She was just a girl before, a servant. How is she now a revolutionary? She smiles sadly. There she is, smiling sadly, everybody. I'm kind of scared of her, to be honest. You see what I can do. I'm not just a girl. The Inquisition caught up with me when I ran away from Anizot. I ended up in the House of Humility, a dreadful place. I got collared. Do you know how it feels to lose your free will, losing everything that makes you subservient? I don't know. She unclasps the tall shirt collar that had been hiding her neck all the time, and you see the round mark from the anti-magic collar. So she wasn't able to use her magical powers. They say a scar like this will remain even after a lesser death, but I got lucky. Patriarch Junius Diamant saved me. Diamant took me and the other mages, wizards and witches, from the House of Humility and removed our collars. He made me one of his attendants. He taught me that there are no lots, there are no classes. He told me that I'm like this, not because I'm a freak, but because it's my nature. I say this a lot myself, everyone. He told me I can find a path to the twins like anyone else in this world, without a lot. And then I was taken. I mean, I got out on my own. I found my own lot to protect the common people from the noble yoke. Oppression, yeah, the oppression. To help others who are as unlucky as I am, to fight for a different world, a world where everybody has equal rights, a world where mages don't get robbed of their will just because of one aspect of their birth, a world where the nobles no longer tread upon the commoners. I like what she's saying. Yes, this is our dream, but we are still so far away from it. But I will keep moving towards it, and I'll stop at nothing. She is extremely determined, it looks like. A strange, distorted expression appears on Sophia's face, but she quickly returns to normal. You keep walking until you are at your lodging house again. For a moment, you just stand there looking at each other. So am I part of the gang now? Am I a revolutionary too? And then suddenly she hugs me, she embraces me. For a moment, she remains still in your arms and whispers, "You should join my cause. If we work together, one day we'll become a force to be reckoned with. I know you came here to find your way, but I'll never believe you really want to bind yourself to other people's laws and desires for the rest of your life. The path I walk is dangerous. It's almost hopeless, but it's worth living for. Think about it." Goodbye. And then she withdraws just as quickly. She goes just as quickly and disappears in the dark streets of Eterna. You make your way back to your room, exhausted by the events of the day. Was this really just a single day in your life? Alright, so she feels sympathy for me now at this point, so that's a good thing, right? Yeah? Okay, what time is it? We started at 10:30, right? So it's nearly an hour. Okay, scheming. Look at me, I'm dangerous, everybody. Valor's gone up. I'm weak in battle still. I need to build this one up.
I will never forget that day. For it was then that I chose the path I would walk for the rest of my life.
Kind of sounds like me, doesn't it? Okay, it's decision time. All right, I was going to finish, but no, we have to continue. There are only a few days left until the Imperial College entrance exam. History, law, theology. You spend all day reading and rereading the books you brought with you. Is the sound okay? My earphones are going a bit weird. Sometimes until it closes. As the day of the exam approaches, your hands start shaking more and more, and finally the day comes. Ooh. A clear sky hangs over Eterna today. The breeze is like the wind, right? Sea breeze, you know? It's warm. You dress in your best clothes, a grey jacket and velvet culotte trousers. You comb your hair carefully and polish your boots until they shine. You leave the lodging house and head for the college. Your legs grow heavier with each step. Ooh, so how am I feeling? Your anxiety at the fact your fate will be decided today is virtually tearing me apart. I can go for the theology, I can go for the priesthood, the clergy, I can go try to be a judge, I kind of like the as an inquisitor and stuff as well. I quite like the kind of conspiracy stuff. I think I'm going to go lotless. You know. The college is a majestic building that looks not unlike a castle. So it looks like a castle. In the square in front of it, you can already see several dozen people. A dozen, remember, is 12, yeah? I go to the supermarket and I buy a dozen eggs. Young men, sons of nobles of the mantle like you, waiting for the college doors to open. Time slows to a crawl. Time is going very, very slowly. At last the doors open. A stately man dressed in a professor's mantle appears at the entrance. He is the dean of the college. He's the big cheese. The students to be fall silent as the dean gets ready to deliver his welcoming speech. But the silence is interrupted by heavy footsteps and clanking armor. A squadron of warriors emerge near the college, led by Arcanian officers. Their banner bears an image of golden grains. The noble militia of Monia province? What are they doing here? The nobles of Monia form a circle around the college, each warrior moving quietly and precisely until a chain is formed. One of the Arcanians is clad, wearing an old-fashioned suit of armor. He is the leader of the militia. He locks the bar on the massive doors of the college into place, then proceeds to the stairs to address the crowd loudly. He's not happy, is he? Oh, for God's sake. Egerius Monroe? Yeah, if that's not pronounced correctly, forgive me. Commoners, before you stands Egerius of the Monroe dynasty, Archduke of Monia. Here he is, look. Happy looking fella. By my will, the college is hereby closed and today's entrance exam is cancelled. Your lowly origins make you unfit for the great honor of rendering service to the Empire, a right that ought to be available only to the hereditary nobles of the sword. Oh no! To explain my background, please go back and watch the previous streams, yeah? The college's reputation has been tarnished. It breeds mock nobles who bear not a trace of noble blood. You belong in the lowly estate, the lowly class, but have forgotten your place. Cornelius Tempest and other traitors to the Empire are indulging you and defacing the institution of the nobility for their lowly interests. A noble lot for those of lowly birth. How can this be? Okay, so there's no kind of there's no class movement. I don't know, you know. I will not stand for this disintegration of the imperial order. Now turn away from the college this instant and return to the humble trades of your ancestors. Plow your fields, mend your boots, and work and suffer by your lot. If any of you dares to set foot upon these stairs, you will be killed at once. Ooh. The students to be, the potential students, yeah? Meet this speech with a stunned silence. The crowd in the square is growing. However, the crowd in the square is growing. However, the news of the Monian noble militia and the college's closing spreads through the streets like wildfire. More humans join the crowd. College students, commoners, officials who worked hard to be ennobled. Revolution in the air. Does that smell, everyone? I can smell freedom! Unrest grows around you. You hear people calling to rush Archduke, or good Archduke Monroe's forces to take control of the college and defend your rights to become noble. The Emperor himself gave us this right. We have to fight for it. This is a decisive moment for all of you. The old gentry has challenged you. Will you accept the challenge? In the face of this shameful, illegal act by the Archduke's forces, you may prove that all of you deserve this noble lot. You will need to break through the cordon, get inside the college, and take control of it. The nobles will never dare hurt you if your presence is strong enough. If you are ready to risk it all and fight for your right to nobility, you will have to lead the charge. And we're going to leave it there. We're going to finish it there on that cliffhanger, everybody. Or am I going to lead the charge? Yeah. You know what I'll do? I'll put it onto YouTube community. I'll put it on the poll. Yeah, we can decide. You, the people, can decide our next choice. Yeah, so I'll put that up on the YouTube community. So if you've enjoyed this video, please like, and if you subscribe, you can get into the YouTube community, and then you too will have a voice about what happens next. I've got some classes this afternoon, so it's a very short stream. I might be back later. I might not be back later, but we'll see. So again, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press like. It helps the algorithm gods, you know. And I hope to see you soon. Yeah. If you're subscribed, press notifications, and that will tell you when I'm streaming. Generally, it's Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Okay. I'll leave it there. Have a good day. Have a great weekend. Okay. I hope you're well, and I'll see you all soon, and we will decide the future for Eternia or whatever it's called. Okay. Take care.